morning, church. Andy here with your Friday morning encouragement. Before that, quick announcements. This Sunday, as Aaron's already mentioned, Forge, you guys, that's 11 to 18-year-olds youth group. You're having a hangout at 1 p.m. online. Same link as the morning gathering, but there's also a link in Facebook and a link on our events page. All right. I also have a bit of an exciting announcement, I think, so anyway, at the end of this message. But here's my encouragement for now. In James 1:27, religion that is pure and undefiled before God, the Father, is this, to visit orphans and widows in their affliction. That's a wonderful scripture. And Isaiah 58:10, if you pour yourself out for the hungry and satisfy the desire of the afflicted, then shall your light rise in the darkness. I want to do two things this morning. I want to celebrate this church that you are part of with things that you may or may not be aware of. And I want to encourage you in your generosity. And so to keep going, because you and this church is transforming lives. So firstly, I want to let you know that because of your generosity, we as elders and as a board of trustees have been able to respond to many local needs in recent months. We gave £450 to the YMCA to purchase well-being packs for individuals and families. And Chris Moffat from the YMCA wrote to the church saying, thank you so much for your generosity. That will make a huge difference to those who receive the packs. That's transforming lives. We gave £2,835 to A Home of My Own, which is a programme at New Hope. So getting a start with a home is life-changing for the homeless in Watford, and that's transforming lives. We've helped many individuals pay bills that they've struggled to pay during the pandemic because of being furloughed. Some have lost work, and we've been able to buy food from the money that you tithe towards the church. And I know every single one of them is extremely grateful, and you're transforming lives. Aaron, myself and the trustees want to thank you and want to encourage you, because your giving means that our faith is not dead, but it has works. And we do things to satisfy the needs of the afflicted, so lives are being transformed. And the icing on the cake in this season was that phenomenal offering that I showed you on Sunday that this church took for Zimbabwe, where the suffering there is far in excess of anything we've experienced. The lockdown itself but the food shortages make our toilet roll panics of a month ago a little embarrassing to mention. And as we shared on Sunday, the offering taken from Christ First now sits at a staggering £4,437, which we think is the most this church has ever given in a single offering against a backdrop of lots of financial pressures and issues and worries. That to me, that's a sign of the Spirit at work in us. And I hope you hear us right. From Aaron and myself, we are very proud pastors, proud to be part of a family with such a generous heart. And I've got even more news in response to that as well. I sit on the church board of trustees, and they too are generous-hearted people who believe what Scripture instructs and often will act accordingly. And we ring-fence sums of money in our budget for international support, and we've decided, because of the level of need in Zimbabwe, to add to what you have pledged and given, and we're going to make that figure up to £6,000. Now, I spoke to Scott Marks, who he's an amazing man. He's the lead of the sphere called Discipling Nations, which is the sphere of churches predominantly out in Africa, and he's coordinating the groundwork to get this money to and the resources where it needs to go in Zimbabwe. And he was just stunned at such a phenomenal blessing from a small church like ours. So much so that he will be joining us at our online service on Sunday, the 19th of July. He's gonna come in on Zoom from Zimbabwe and speak to us directly. And tell us what's been going on to generate self-sustainability now, because the level of offering that they've received from us and other churches in New Ground means they can do so much more than just provide some food parcels. And so he's going to fill us in on that, and he's going to guide us in our prayers for them. So my encouragement today is thank you for your generosity, but it's also tinged a little bit with the reality of there are still tough times ahead in this country and in the nations. But this little church in Watford changes lives. So keep giving, and we promise to steward it well. Be blessed. You're a beautiful church, and I look forward to seeing you again on Sunday.